Hey guys, what's up? It's JT here with no video. In this video, we're going to be talking about what my mom thought about my tattoo. This is something that happened recently, and it wasn't even that eventful, but I really wanted to share it with you guys just because it was something that just like happened really recently, and I couldn't believe that I didn't even tell this because it did happen recently. And one of my first videos, if you guys don't already know, I'm going to put it in the mystery video, and I will put it in the link in the description, but one of the first videos that I did was the tattoo story, which is like the really crazy tale of me going all the way to Baltimore back when I was living in Virginia to get this fucking tattoo. It was a bitch, but now I want to talk about what happened afterwards. So for those of you guys who haven't been following me like since the beginning, which is relatively new, but who hasn't been following me since the beginning of my updates and stuff like that, I moved to Miami from Virginia, right? So I was from Virginia and I moved to Miami. So when this occurred, you know, when I was in Virginia, I got this tattoo. And, you know, when I got here to move with my mom and her boyfriend, you know, as I was here, I had all these tales from Virginia, first of all. I had to introduce the dipping stuff, which is, I've already done that, and I have a video for that already, right? So I had to introduce the dips, right? My new habit of dip. Then I had to introduce my tattoo, and I didn't know how to do this. I was very nervous, and I had no clue how to go about this. But I ended up telling my sister, of all people. I'm not very close to my sister, but I ended up telling her, right? My sister's like 22 years old, and, you know, she has like 8 tattoos. So I was like, you know what? She's done it before me. She got her first tattoo when she was like 16, 17, so around my age, right? So, you know, she got this tattoo, so I'm like, you know what? She'd know better than I do. So, you know what? Let me hit her up. I haven't hit her up in a while. Since I'm moving back anyways, I'm sure she wants to hear from me. I'll just hit her up. So I ended up talking to her through text. And as I'm texting her, I'm like, you know what? Dan, I have to tell you something. That's her name, Diane. And she goes, yeah? And I'm like, I got a tattoo. I don't know how to tell mom. And she's like, oh, yeah, so this is what you wanted to talk to me about. Huh. Like, you know, like, it wasn't out of the goodness of your heart to talk to me. It was just because, you know, you needed something. I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do. You know, whatever. Don't tell her, but what do you think I should do? And she was just like, I have 8, and she's hated every 8 of them. So, you know, you're probably fine. She probably won't freak out about yours. So I was like, okay, fine. So I ended up moving back. So I go to my grandma's house to go to Miami. And when I'm there, I take a shower, and, you know, I come out with a towel purposely and my shorts, boxer shorts, and purposely I put the towel right over my chest because that's where the tattoo is. And so I throw it right over, and she ends up like she goes up to me, and she's Spanish, you know, so she's weird because that's how it works. And so she goes up to me, and she pulls the towel out, and I'm like, oh shit, how the fuck does she know? Because like she deliberately pulled the towel away. And yeah, that was it. So she pulled it away, and she was like, oh, nice. I like it. You know, Diane told me it looks nice. And I was like, oh, well, shit. Like, my grandma was really cool about it. And she's 77 years old, guys. Props to that lady. 77 years old, and she was totally cool with it. She was like, oh, right on. Power to you, Brandon. So she liked the tattoo. She liked it. So then let's fast forward a little while. So then she goes, have you told your mother yet? And I was like, hell no. I've told her about me dipping. She knows I dip. I dip around her. That's not a problem. You know, I told her about that, but I don't know if I'm ready to tell her about my tattoo. And then my grandma was like super nice about it. She was like, you know what? I'll hint it to her. I'll even things over with her, and she'll find out. And I was like, okay. So I didn't know when she told her. In fact, I told her not to. But later on, we go to Walmart, and I'm picking out some clothes. I'm buying some redneck stuff. I'm buying some dip. I'm buying a bunch of clothes, whatever, right? And as I'm buying a bunch of clothes, as we walk into the Walmart, right, I have to change. And as I change, my grandma goes, take your shirt off for a second, in front of my mom. Like, in front of my mom. Like, I'm in the changing room. She goes, because I'm showing off my clothes. And she goes, take your shirt off. Take it off. And I'm like, no. Like, no. And then my mom looked at me like, she gave me a look like, I know something you don't know that I know. So then I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, she already knows. Now, I really couldn't tell from her face at the time whether she was going to be pissed or not. And that's it. I took my fucking shirt off, and then she was just like, hey, it's not that bad. She's like, hey, you know what? It looks okay. It doesn't look horrible. And I was like, oh, well, shit. Thanks. You know, like, and that was it. Like, she was just super fucking chill about it. And she was more mad that I just didn't tell her because I'm very honest with my mom. And I told her about me dipping. You know, I told her about all my escapades, all the shit that happened in fucking Virginia. But I just left out the tattoo thing just because I was really afraid. And my dad doesn't even know about it. And I was living with my dad, and I never told him. And he doesn't even know to this day. So I'll let you know. I'll probably do a part 2 or something when my dad finds out. And that's going to be a lot more eventful. I'll tell you that much. And yeah, so she was just really chill about it. She was just more pissed about the fact that I just didn't tell her, which goes to show, and kind of goes from my last video when I was telling you guys about how you should tell your parents about smoking weed. If you have that sort of parent that just appreciates honesty, like my mom, then, you know, then you probably should tell them for weed. But maybe your tattoo too. Then you probably should tell your parents everything. If they're the type of parent that's just like honesty over everything, then hey, tell them everything you got. Because you know what? There's nothing more better than having lax parents, so long as they understand that you tell them everything and whatever, you know. So I know not every kid is lucky enough to have one or two parents like I do that have that. But, you know, I just wanted to include this story. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It wasn't very eventful, but I really wanted to share it because it's just something that happened recently. I was like, how the fuck did I not make a story on this already? You know? But anyways, I hope you guys have been enjoying the life story so far. We've gone on a streak. This is like 2 that I've done. So I don't normally do that many in a week. So I hope you guys have been enjoying them. But without going on for too long, because I think I'm rambling now, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And, of course, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Ready to pop, drop top, fuck cops, and I'm never gonna stop. Cop drop in my mouth, cause I'm sick with the shit that I spit out the lip, rip and dip with the clip. The whole team gotta hit real